You've probably noticed the price of gas lowering as experts are seeing a lowering in inflation rates, but that might not be the best thing, as the next thing on people's mind is a recession. Residents have been complaining for weeks now about the taste of the water, and the answer is right here at Lake Monroe. I'm standing right outside of IU Chabad, and while they say these acts are horrible, it creates something much different than fear. Chloe was walking here on Pennsylvania Street after a night of festivities with her friends when she heard men say, "Grab her." It's currently 60 degrees here in Bloomington, and most students are out and about on campus, but in just a few days, a winter weather advisory has been put in place. 3 inches of snow are on the ground and students are nowhere to be found. For over 60 years now, Ernie Taylor's been turning his 25 acres of farmland into his own museum.
Jack Edwards joins us now for IU Newsnet Sports. Welcome, Jack.
And it is certainly a busy season with winter sports starting. Jack, what are you looking forward to?
Well, we got about these 2-3 weeks.
This week, Amazon cut tens of thousands of jobs. That can't be good.
Absolutely not. It is not a good sign at all. And I mean, even the founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, is saying for people to save their money as we head possibly toward a recession.
Thank you, Catherine.
As of July 1st, Indiana is now a permitless carry state. This means that Hoosiers aren't required to have a permit when owning and operating a gun. And the concerned clergy of Indianapolis are concerned about what this could mean for members of the community. People in Indianapolis are already beginning to see the ways the new permitless carry law are shaping their day-to-day lives.
It's scary on multiple levels because we've got young people walking around with guns now since July 1st that don't even have a holster. They're just carrying it in their pants pocket.
David Green, the president of Concerned Clergy of Indianapolis, is worried that the law could encourage impulse gun violence across Indiana.
When you mix alcohol, drugs, social media, right in your hands and a gun on your hip, you're probably going to get a response, and that response is not going to be something positive for our community.
Another concern for Green is how police officers will approach conflict, with the standard now becoming to assume every person is armed.
But the fact that we know that there's going to be a number of people that are carrying that really probably shouldn't, but there's not a whole lot we're going to be able to do about it. So just another part of being a cop.
IMPD Chief Randall Taylor says that even without the requirement of a permit, there are still 15 disqualifications for purchasing a gun in Indiana, including committing a felony, stalking, and domestic violence.
I think that people will think it's just a free-for-all, that anyone can carry, and there's not going to be a consequence to that, and that's just not the case.
Governor Eric Holcomb defended the bill, discussing his full support of the Second Amendment, with 23 other states having similar policies. The Concerned Clergy of Indianapolis will be hosting a press conference tomorrow at 10 a.m. with Chief Taylor to talk about what this new law means and how to navigate it. They say one man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, one man in Zionsville has made that passing phrase his life motto. Ernie Taylor has lived in the same house, on the same street, in the same town since 1962.
We live a real simple life, but it's a great life,
His life may be plain. However, his backyard is anything but. For over 60 years now, Ernie Taylor's been turning his 25 acres of farmland into his own museum. From dinosaur skeletons made out of tractors to cars turned into insects, Taylor used his skill of welding to breathe life back into old parts.
Most people, they design something, go get what they need to make it, and I look in the junk pile and see what's in the junk pile, and just fashion something out of that.
Taylor began working on these sculptures after he married his wife, Dot.
But my wife, she was a nervous wreck, and she didn't care much about traveling. So that gave me time to do other things. And so I started making birds out of shovels and little alligators out of files.
While Ernie created the art, Dottie looked forward to the people who would come and visit. But no matter how many people come to see and ask the same question, the answer is always no. Nothing's for sale.
Everything Dot and I did was for the enjoyment of other people, and that's the only payback we get. We don't charge nobody nothing, don't take no donations or nothing like that. It's just It's just something we enjoy doing.
After Dot passed 3 years ago, Ernie relied on his friends to help him, some of which he was able to make because of his art.
And you don't know how it happens or where it gets its start, but the happiness it brings you gives you a special lift, and you realize that friendship is God's most precious gift.
Although he no longer makes sculptures, after over 70 years of welding, he's realized how much each piece of art means to him. And it's nothing.
I got a sign out here that says that it's just stuff, you know, that we got around here, and stuff can't make you happy. It's the joy you bring to others that brings peace to your life.
Although Ernie has been sitting in the same porch swing, overlooking the same cars, and listening to the same wind chimes for over 50 years, he's been able to turn the mundane into the extraordinary, and the everyday into the irreplaceable. Ernie Taylor says for anyone interested to come stop on by, where you'll be greeted with a smile. Katherine Patterson, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.